Lucas, are you ready to party? Since you got here, it's a long time. All right, well, now it's party time. TOMEI.
Marissa Tomei!
What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to another Z1 install video. And today, we're excited to install the TOMEI dual exhaust on John's 350Z. So let's get this thing unboxed, and let's get this old exhaust off and put the new one on. Well, one thing's for sure, we will not be using these. Throw them away. Over our hangers. They're so small. Because, as you know, the TOMEI is synonymous with the Z platform. And so now we have two mufflers, which is very exciting. Best part about TOMEI are the stickers and the license plate frame. So we're not going to use the rest of this. We're just going to install these on the car because that's the most important part of the car. We got our gaskets, all our hardware, little springs, more clamps, rubber isolators, the little rubber sleeves that go over the springs. Also important, keep the exhaust from rattling. Only for you, TOMEI, will I put gloves on. Okay, you want to make sure you don't get your grimy handprints on this beautiful titanium exhaust because once it heats, you will never, ever be able to take it off. Dude, for the price of two is right. Oh, look at this. We're doing it on John's car because obviously mine isn't cool enough. All right, I guess now for the part that the people have come here for, the mufflers.
Count 'em, 2.
I'm actually pretty excited. This is us 350Z owners have been waiting a long time to get dual TOMEI. The dual we've been waiting a long time for. And that time is here. It is now. Look at that. We got one. Look at that. Look how big the tip is. My God. You fit your head in it. Just want to be careful. Yeah, can you do me a favor? Type T dual. Wow, look at that. Beautiful blue tips. So this is the full titanium Expreme Type D dual muffler from TOMEI. As you know, they are famous for their single exit exhaust that is synonymous with the Z platform. But this is the dual that we have waited so long for. We have installed it on other vehicles and now it's finally time to install it on John's 350. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna take off the old exhaust and then we're gonna get to putting on the new one on. So we've taken the old exhaust out of the car. John had the single TOMEI titanium exhaust, so it was 14 for the exhaust clamps, and then we used the hangers, and then took that out. And so as you can see, I don't know if you're familiar with John's car, but it is rather spicy. So when you get back to the Y pipe, it's a little different than what you're going to be dealing with. However, the location is the same for the new TOMEI exhaust as what would be if you had the TOMEI Y pipe. So now what we're going to do is we're going to take the old gasket off because it seems to have made its home on the old flange. So we're going to get that off and then we're going to put the new supplied gasket onto the exhaust. There it is. Actually, that wasn't as bad as I thought, but yeah. In the trash. Almost. Okay, so we've got the old gasket off of the existing Y pipe, but what we're going to do is we're going to reuse our existing hardware. Thankfully, TOMEI goes to TOMEI, so they're just the same 14s that we had on before. We're going to put this on. Now that we're going to start by installing our new mid pipe, the bend is going to be facing the driver's side, which is that way. Another way to make sure is this tab is actually going to be facing up towards the car itself. So it's going to go up over the W brace. That's good. Just like that. Yep, so then up over the W brace, and then you're going to take the newly supplied nuts. Just thread those on by hand at first. That way it stays snug and it's not going to go anywhere. It's not going to fall. And then we're going to get the rest of the mid pipe. Don't forget your clamps. All right, and then the rest of the mid-pipe will go on. Get that clamp on there. And then the exhaust hanger is gonna be facing the driver's side as well. So we're gonna slide that on. I'm putting the exhaust hanger over the hanger bushing. And then we're going to put this around the diff. And the diff will fit. So yeah, slide it over the mid-pipe, just like that. Make sure your exhaust hanger is snug. So the bend is gonna go around the diff on the driver's side. That way you have the best clearance and you're not hitting anything. And then we're going to, I'm trying to figure out how to explain this. I'm just putting mufflers on. So what we're gonna do now is we're gonna tighten everything down. Not fully, we're not gonna crank it, but we're just gonna have it so it's nice and snug. We're just gonna leave a little bit of room in case we have to adjust the tips and everything. But thanks to TOMEI, everything's a 14 mil. So get your 14. I'm just going to get your 14. I'm just gonna tighten everything down so it's nice and snug, so nothing's flopping around everywhere.
What did he say?
So now what we're gonna do is we're gonna put our mufflers on. The way you can tell the difference of the sides is obviously logo pointed down. It only goes on one way. And then these two different hangers that they supply, one for each side, of course. The one with the two hanging locations is gonna be on your passenger side. That's for the two mounting points where the exhaust hangers are. There's one here. It's gonna go on like this. And then we went ahead and put the rubber sleeves on, which is to reduce exhaust rattle. And then what we're gonna do, there's a million ways that you can do this, but we're gonna do it with the hanger over the muffler. And then we're going that way. Before we bolt it up, you have a bit more stability, so you're not, juggling everything. And then you're going to line up the exhaust hangers with the bushings. Put that on there. Come on. There we go. Okay, there's one. Got one hanger on there. And then get this hanger. Just like that. There we go. All right, one side on. We're gonna leave this loose just so that you have a bit more room to play with as we get the other side on as well. And then we're pretty much just gonna do the same thing for this side, but the big difference is there's only one hanger. We have one hanger location to worry about as opposed to two on the other side. And then we're just gonna slide this bad boy up here like this. Gonna mock it up. Get everything good, there we go. Just like that. Now we're just gonna make sure there's no clearance issues and get to tighten everything down. So I'll just do it like that, that's good. One thing to mention is these are titanium, so you don't need to over tighten it. Also, it's ideal not to use an impact because you will over tighten and strip the bolts. So we're just gonna continue to use hand tools, but it should be pretty good. So once you got your clamps tightened down, next we're gonna get to tightening down the exhaust hangers. TOMEI does supply these nuts and bolts that are supposed to go on the top here. They are a 12mm bolt. But we're gonna start by just getting it by hand, make sure everything aligns properly. Thread that in. And then grab a ratchet and a 12mm open-ended. No, it's good, right? We're in. All right, so lastly, TOMEI supplies us with these springs that are designed to keep the exhaust aligned, to keep it straight. And then they also have a nice rubber sleeve that is supposed to go over them to, again, keep from exhaust rattling. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna just cut the hose we're gonna cut the sleeve just to the desired length of the spring. Pair of pliers, slide it, and it just slides right over. You can take a pair of needle nose pliers and just pull the spring through. Just like that. We're gonna do it for all of these. Doesn't have to be perfect, just has to be enough to cover the spring so that it will not hit the exhaust. Alrighty, wonderful. And then now what we're gonna do is, as you can see on pretty much every single part where there's a clamp, there's gonna be these little tabs here, and you're just going to, we're just gonna take one of the sides, and then usually a pick tool will help because the stretch is pretty far. There we go. Alrighty, and then you're gonna do it for all of these. There we go. Yes. There we go. All right. Now that we've got everything buttoned up, bolts are tightened, clamps are tightened, hangers are tightened, springs are on, now it's time to fire up. But that's how easy it is to install a dual titanium Expreme Type D TOMEI exhaust on a 350Z. Thank you so much for watching. Be sure to like, subscribe, and comment on which how-to videos you want us to do next.